The Nuggets go winless so far in Summer League, but what is the real objective they're trying to achieve? Let's dive in. You're listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So this was Game 3 of the Nuggets in Summer League. It was against the Raptors, the Toronto Raptors tonight. And it was technically a home game. Even though all the teams are in Vegas, they still have a home team and an away team. And so tonight was the Nuggets home game. And I actually got to go to the game. So it was a very interesting scenario compared to that of when I went and saw them versus the Bucks. It was, I would say, more or less the same kind of amount of people in there. Maybe the Bucks was a little more, definitely a little bit more Nuggets based, which is very, that's my biggest takeaway of the entire thing, was that the Nuggets Bucks game felt a little bit more even keel. Like there was a lot more Nuggets fans there. This game, which was supposed to be a home game, technically, there was very little Nuggets fans there. And Denver's not too far away from Vegas. Toronto is a hell of a lot further, and yet it felt like a Toronto home game more so than it felt like a Nuggets home game. That was very weird and a little frustrating, if you ask me. I have never really interacted with many Toronto Raptors fans. To be honest, I was starting to think that they didn't even exist. And I got firsthand of some Toronto Raptors fans tonight. And for being Canadian, they weren't very nice at all. They were not very polite. I will definitely say that. I feel like as Nuggets fans, we are a hell of a lot more polite, especially for it being a home game for us. It was very interesting. The Raptors fans were taunting and jeering the Nuggets players every step of the way, whereas Nuggets fans, we would cheer when the Nuggets would score or get a good play going, maybe defensive or offensive play, but you didn't hear Nuggets fans taunting the Toronto Raptors or Toronto Raptor fans at all. Like, it was 100% all Toronto Raptors fans. They were the annoying, super freaking annoying fans that would boo at any kind of call that was against their precious Raptors. I mean, let's not forget that Murray Boyle, their sixth draft of the pick, didn't even want to be on their team, and yet here they are cheering him on as if he was one of their own. Winning is just a cherry on the top. It's not the whole goal in Summer League. The main goal in Summer League is to see how your players are doing. And if you ask me, I think Spencer Jones did a hell of a job tonight. Deron Holmes did a much better job than he did in Game 2. He's starting to really set even into his role. I think that Tamar Bates was phenomenal. He had some great plays, even got a chance to talk with him again after the game. More on that to come soon, as well as Hunter Tyson. I got to talk to him after the game as well. And then also Boo Buie, who I am really starting to enjoy his play, enjoy his effort. Him and also Curtis Jones. Those guys, those five guys. EJ Liddell, I don't know how I really officially feel on him. I think that he will fill in that last two-way contract, though. I think it's going to be EJ Liddell who fills that in. One thing's for sure is that Boo Buie suffered a major back issue or injury during the game. And he left the game, and he's not coming back for Summer League. He's done. So Hopefully he can get some still minutes in with the Nuggets, hopefully maybe in some preseason games or whatever. Hopefully he can play a little bit more for us. I did really like him, and I hope that he heals quickly. It sucks to see that happen, especially to a Nugget. And you didn't see the Toronto Raptors sorry at all, because it was 100% their fault too. Martin, their guy Martin, who I sat right next to his sister. I sat literally next to his sister, hearing her try to back up Martin after he just literally almost he did injure one of our players. Like, that's just bad sportsman conduct, if you ask me. So I also luckily got to sit next to Tamar Bates' family, which was awesome. And I got to tell you, I have nothing but good things to say about Tamar Bates and his family. His family is delightful. I can't praise them enough. I understand that there's a little bit of heat that Tamar Bates is suffering, or enduring, I should say, not really suffering. He doesn't really care. And that's actually what he told me, because he recently was in an interview, said that he will never be a Broncos fan, and that he is a diehard Chiefs fan through and through. And I told him, as long as you're a Nugget man, I don't care. I really don't care. I know I do love my Broncos. I don't really love football as much as I love basketball, though. Nuggets are 100% my team. So if you don't love the Chiefs, or if you don't love the Broncos, have at it. Tamar, have at it. I'm just glad that you're a Nugget. That's all I care about. and especially the way you play and everything. Like, we need a guy like Tamar Bates on our team. So, like, whatever football team you want. I mean, hell, DeAndre Jordan is a diehard Cowboys fan. So I do, loved that MPJ was definitely a Broncos fan, but, it is what it is. It's fine. I don't care. I hope the Nuggets fans don't hold it against him either, because he's a Nugget and he's our guy right now. So let's welcome him to Denver, right? So, but yeah, I'm going to play some of these highlights as I kind of talk about this. So as you can see, this was at the start of the game, and a little bit of warm-ups here. And this is once again that court that is located behind the food stand. It's super ridiculous. And this is the third game that we've been put behind the food stand. And now, if you don't notice, right behind the team there is a large man. If you don't know who that is Nikola Jokic's brother, Stranja Jokic. And I got a chance to be next to him at the end of the game. I saw all through the game people hounding him for photos, because how can you not? He is one of the largest iconic bystanders of basketball today, being the brother of the best player in the world. So a lot of people know who he is. And they were constantly asking him for a photo. Constantly. And so when it actually came to the end of the game, but at the same time too, the second that I actually got close enough to him, I froze up. I'm going to admit 100% I froze up, because I have never been next to a human being that large. I have been next to DeAndre Jordan, 7-foot DeAndre Jordan. I have been next to Mutombo. I have been next to The Rock. Stranja Jokic is the largest human being by far that I have ever been next to, and I literally went into shock. I understand now why there are people who pee their pants out of terror, because that was damn near close me. He is huge, absolutely huge. So but he was there, and I'm still thinking, I can't tell if he's there to basically report back to Jokic or if he's just trying to support the team. But man, look at this guy. He is huge. Everything about him is intimidating. Like, like he's the Nuggets' personal bodyguard, even in summer league. That is just he is an insane, huge human being. So, but it was odd enough is that the entire game here, the Nuggets were in the lead for the majority of the game. It wasn't until halfway through the third that the Toronto Raptors actually started to pull ahead. But it was mostly a Nuggets dominated game. Even when they got down to as much as a 12-point deficit, the Nuggets were able to bounce back within 1 point, within 14 seconds left in the game. And it's just unfortunate that the Raptors were able to convince the refs of them getting fouled, even though they didn't get fouled. And it led to a technical foul awarded in favor of the Raptors, and they got a free throw there. Hey, I am so annoyed at the Summer League Toronto Raptors team. They were annoying because the team themselves were also taunting the Nuggets. The Nuggets bench was quiet as a mouse. You couldn't hear the Nuggets bench unless the Nuggets made a good defensive or offensive play. You didn't hear much from the Nuggets fans or Nuggets themselves. You can see in this shot too how little Nuggets or how little fans there were actually behind the Nuggets. Like, that's just crazy how lopsided this entire game was, how the Raptors packed. Like, how are there that many Toronto fans in Vegas, of all places? Like, Canadians don't come to Vegas. I don't understand this. And I don't understand any other American who would actually root for the Raptors. Like, that just, it was very weird. So, but, you know, again, like a lot of great plays from Tamar Bates, from Deron Holmes. Harrison was not so good. And to be honest, he was kind of annoying. He was kind of annoying to watch because there were several times where he was the purpose or the reason why there would be a turnover. Him and Beekman. Beekman was also kind of not. I'm not the biggest fan of Beekman. Beekman is very much similar to a Jalen Pickett. And we already have one Jalen Pickett. One Jalen Pickett is enough. And Beekman, though, slows down the game. And then he just, it was good that we have Curtis Jones on the team to really help speed up the pace, because if not, it would have Beekman just slows it down way too much for my taste, and it actually led to a lot of the Toronto Raptors defense being able to set up an attack and leading into turnovers. So, there was another aspect to the game too, so there was no actual players from either side of the team that was there for the game. However, there was the entire Nuggets front office directly in front of me. Both Stan and Josh Kroenke were there, along with Ben Wallace, which is Ben Tenser and John Wallace, the GM duo for the Nuggets. And so they were there, obviously, supporting the team. Not sure. They're probably also scouting to see who they want to choose for the last two-way contract. for the Nuggets, but they were there. That was awesome, and I actually walked up close to them. Didn't get a chance to say anything to them. Obviously they're big heads, so there's no way to really get a moment to talk to them. But wanted to also say, so I'll actually get into my breakdown of the game right now, and then I'll come back for the breakdown of the game, and then I'll actually come back and talk about what Hunter Tyson said along with what Tamar Bates told me. So here's my breakdown of the game after the game.
How's it going, everyone? CS Chandler here, live from the Thomas Mack Center. Just came out of the Cox Pavilion where the Nuggets versus the Toronto Raptors game happened. And man, was that just so close of a game. And we had EJ Liddell, who got ejected for falling, essentially. He jumped up to try to block a shot, came down on the guy, and they called it a wind-up, which totally was not the case. He had to fall. And, how are you going to fall? How are you going to try to not hit someone when you're falling, on them? It's just ridiculous. But he got ejected. But then Martin, who shoved Boo Booey into the monitor stand, didn't get anything. He got a technical foul, but that was it. There was no ejection there. And somehow EJ Liddell gets ejected for falling. The other thing was, this game felt more like a Raptors home game than it did a Nuggets home game. And that is crazy because Raptors are all the way in Toronto, and yet you had them packing this arena rather than people from Colorado not being able to come here and pack the arena. I don't understand that. That was crazy. So I was sitting around all Raptors fans, except for I was actually sitting right in front of me was Tamar Bates' family. So that was awesome. I felt a little bit, not completely immersed within Raptors fans. It was nice to have them also with me. But yeah, that was a crazy game. We almost made it. I can't believe it. We almost won a summer league game. But now it's just time to reassess. We have one more game left. So around here, that's the Emirates Home Cup, NBA Cup. So, but I'm walking in the Thomas Mack Center. And just let me show you guys exactly what I mean when I say that this Cox Pavilion behind the food stand. So here's the food stand, right? And you keep on going around. Right? There's the entrance to the gym. That's the entrance to the gym. Right behind the food stand. Literally right behind the food stand. Now I'm just gonna go check out the Warriors Memphis game here and probably head out, but wanted to give a little bit of a breakdown of the game. So Nuggets lost, I think it was 101 to 97. Yeah, getting close. So this game, like I said, the last 3 games were in that small gym. Next game, we're finally in the big gym. And let me see if I can get the big gym right here. We have currently the Warriors in Memphis playing. So it'll be I'm gonna go check it out here soon, but yeah. Well, Nuggets.
That was pretty much the game, and that's you got a little bit of taste of the venue there. So as I said, the Thomas Mack is the main arena. The Cox Pavilion is the behind the food court, the food stand court. And that's the one that they put the Nuggets in 3 games. The last game of Summer League for the Nuggets will be in the Thomas Mack Arena. And hopefully we win that one. I don't know. I don't remember. If anyone can recall the last game the Nuggets won in Summer League, I'd love to know that. I can't remember the last game that they won. I'm sure I could probably Google it, but I don't want to. So after the game, like I said, I was waiting around. I was hoping to get an interview with one of the players, if not multiple players. And as I was waiting, that's when I saw Shahania Jokic, and then I saw on the other side where I had came out of originally was Hunter Tyson and PJ Hall. PJ Hall is, obviously those two themselves are really good friends. They come from the same area, so they support each other very well. PJ Hall, if you didn't know, is no longer a Nugget. He is now on the Charlotte Hornets. Best of luck to him. Glad he's able to be closer to probably his family, being from that area, and much success for him there. Appreciate his time as a Nugget. But then Hunter Tyson, who we've all seen, has had a lot of issues with scoring. I'm just going to say scoring is his biggest issue, because he has not had any issues defensively. His effort has kept Nuggets plays continuing, if nothing else, for his effort. So there's a lot of good there. He did not play tonight. And so I asked him why he didn't play tonight, and he basically told me that he is done with Summer League. He felt that he had everything that he could give to Summer League, so he's done with that. So if you were hoping to get some Hunter Tyson minutes in the next game, not going to happen. He's done. He only played those 2 games, and now he's done. I also asked him, what is one thing that a lot of people or a lot of fans don't realize about playing with Jokic? And he basically just said that he's a very good teammate and very encouraging and everything. And so that was awesome to hear. I mean, obviously, we've heard that from several other players, so it wasn't really much of something that we haven't heard before. I would have kind of hoping for something else that no one else has said before, but it's pretty much the same old thing of that he's a great teammate. Also asked what is one thing that the average fan doesn't understand about Summer League, and he was just kind of pinpointing the fact that there's a lot of talent that you play against. So there is that. I asked him also if he had a favorite restaurant spot in Denver. He didn't really want to give me a specific restaurant, but I did tell him about Denver Biscuit Company, and he approved of that. And if you ever go to Denver, please check out Denver Biscuit Company. You will not regret it. Any of the locations are good, although I will say the one on Dallas Street does not serve biscuits anymore. So go to the other ones, not that one. I also then got us some time to talk with Tamar Bates. And it happened right after I put my phone away. So I had my phone all set up with my lav mic and the light and everything. And I was hoping to catch a player or whatever. Didn't get a chance to. So I put it away. The second that I put it away, Tamar Bates came walking up next to me. I was like, dang it. But I didn't want to wait. So I just did an informal interview with him without recording. And pretty much I asked him how Boo Booey was doing. And he said that, or he told me that his back was actually hurting before the game, which is an interesting little tidbit there, that he was already playing with an injured back. And then Martin had to shove him into the monitor stand or table and make it even worse. And so once again, like the fact that he didn't get ejected for that, but then Liddell did for falling on a guy is just ridiculous. I understand that there was a double technical foul during when Boo Booey got injured, and Liddell got a technical there, and then they upgraded his foul to a flagrant foul, which is apparent is technically a technical foul. So that's his 2 technical fouls, which then he got out. But it's also Summer League. And if you get a million fouls and never foul out, it's pretty hard to foul out of a Summer League game. Why do you keep the 2 technical fouls and then get ejected after that? That doesn't make sense. And how, again, are you supposed to fall? When you jump up and you come down, it's like, how are you supposed to fall without hitting the person that's next to you? Like, obviously he didn't want to injure the guy, but he also didn't want to get injured himself. So there's a little bit of reaction there. So that was stupid. And then the fact that their center, the Raptors center, had to come in aggressive after that. Like, that was just unnecessary too. That was also, and I asked him about he talked to me about the Chiefs thing, and then let him know that he is very welcome in Denver, and I am very glad that he's on the team. His mom, who was there with him, actually offered to take a photo of us, so she took a photo of us on my phone, which was awesome. And that whole family, I have nothing but praise for that family, and I am now 100% a Tamar Bates fan. So I hope that he gets a lot of minutes. I hope he gets a lot of time with Jokic and Jamal Murray, and I hope that he grows and is a lifetime Nugget, because he's now a Nugget, so he's a Nugget for life, pretty much. I am declaring that now. So then after that, I actually then went and watched the last game, and that was the Golden State Warriors versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And the Golden State Warriors won dominantly, but it was nice to see Gigi Jackson and Jalen Wells play. I had been interested to see both of them. Wells did not play in that last home game of the season, because he was injured. So he's back now. So it's interesting to see him play. Gigi Jackson didn't play as well in that game. And so this is my first time getting to see Gigi Jackson. I actually really like Gigi Jackson. He's probably my favorite of the new roster acquired by the Grizzlies. And I like him because he's not very arrogant, and he's very humble. And I just really enjoy the athletes that are humble, not the ones that think that they're God's gift to the planet, because at the end of the day, they're all playing a game. They're dribbling a ball and they're throwing it up into a basket. And I love that Charles Barkley has the amount of humbleness to call that out when some of these other players think that they're, God's gift to the planet, when, we didn't put so much emphasis on gambling and wanting to compete with one another. These sports teams and sports in general would not have much meaning to them. Let's just call that out as it is. It was fun to watch him play. And as far as the Nuggets go, I mean, like I said, I think that Liddell's going to get that second or that last contract, I think. If not him, maybe Curtis Jones. Maybe. But obviously, Deron Holmes already has one. Spencer Jones already has one. Hunter Tyson already has one. And so it's really up to Curtis Jones, Beekman, and Liddell, in my opinion. And I think that Liddell's going to get it. I would love for Boo Booey to get it, but now he's injured, and who knows how long he's going to be out for. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully, whoever they choose, they can step up into a role that the Nuggets really need. And that's what we've been really wanting to see out of these guys, is just kind of how can they provide for the Nuggets in the spots that we've been really needing and lacking that talent from. So also, I wanted to point out, I'm sorry for being messy. This is all my camera stuff here, and I didn't want to put it back. I'm a little tired and everything, so I just kind of left it out. But that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I'm not sure if I'll go back to the last game or not. I mean, it would be nice to see them in the big arena, but I don't know. If I do, I'll definitely let you all know. But be on the lookout. I'm going to do a full highlights reel of this match or this game. So if you want to check out all of the video that I took of that game, be on the lookout. So that does it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you later.